Nick Hart from Backstreet Boys.
Shout out to Boy Band Break.
It's Chris Kirkpatrick here. Shout out to your podcast, Boy Band Break.
Everybody, this is Howie D, and I'm listening to Boy Band Break.
Hi, Ashley Parker Angel here. Huge shout out to the Boy Band Break podcast.
This is Brad from LFO, and you are listening to Boy Band Break.
Hey, what's up? This is Jacob.
What's up? It's Dan.
What's up? It's Trevor.
And it's Eric Michael, and it's time for Boy Band Break, baby. Let's go!
Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some boy band conversation. As always, I'm Cinzia.
I'm Sofia, and welcome back.
Woo! Hope you guys had a great week. What did you guys think of the trivia book that we did last week? Is that something fun that you'd want to see us again do something? Or if you have any other suggestions of other books or other things that we should do, leave them in the commentos. I don't know.
I feel like we did pretty well, so feel free to say yes.
And those were not like bands that we were that familiar with. So I feel like we did not bad. We did not fail any of them, so that's good. So
well, NSYNC obviously we know.
Yes, that's true.
But it has been a long time since we've done, really followed them because they haven't done much, right? So but I feel like we did pretty well.
Yes. I was just thinking yesterday because I was at a festival and they had there was a hot sauce booth from Hamilton, and I remember they were a different hot sauce than the guys that are. Dawson's hot sauce is on that hot wings thing, and I'm like, remember when NSYNC got together randomly and ate a bunch of hot chicken wings and answered questions and then just disappear?
That was the end of the togetherness of them.
Well, you never know. You never know. So. That has literally nothing to do with today's episode.
But that was a fun episode. That was one of the best episodes.
Yeah, that was cool. That was good. Yes, for sure. So today we are doing another album review. Is it the 98
not the
Degrees
one
album?
that we said we might have done. Not the 98 Degrees.
Still not the 98 Degrees album.
But we had seen that Joe Jonas from the Jonas Brothers released an album. And we thought, why not give this a chance and see and review this album? Because you never know, right?
You never know.
Solo members are going to do things from a band.
Exactly. So I was just looking up the last note from the 98 Degrees thing that I got. And they were like, thank you for reaching out. We are awaiting word from our distributor for an update on shipping your international order. We'll follow up when we receive a response. And then our friend Leslie ended up getting a refund. So some people got refunds. Somebody who bought a vinyl got automatically refunded. I have not been automatically refunded for the CD yet. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, those 98.
And then I saw on Twitter, someone from the UK said now they're not able to get the album.
That's so sad. I get it. There was change in ownership or whatever record label.
But that's crazy. 18 months of waiting and you still don't get the album after waiting that long. That's crazy.
And the other part, which sucks, which I don't know if anyone's actually going to talk about this, but when we are in not the States and we buy things, we do it at the current, whatever the exchange rate is that day. And then when we get refunded, it's at whatever the exchange rate is that day. And always we will lose money on this because there's always the thing. So it sucks. No one ever so you're let's say you paid $20 US, turns out to be, let's say 25 Canadian when it works out. And then when we get the refund for 20 US, it ends up being 22 Canadian. So then we lose out on that $3 and other stuff, which again, in the grand scheme of things is not a lot of money, but it's just not only am I not getting my product, I'm also not getting a full refund. Basically,
it's the principle of the matter.
It's the principle of the thing. But don't worry, guys. We will, as we've said, this album is available online and on Spotify and all that jazz. So we will listen to it for a future thing. I did not cancel my order yet.
It's collectors, right? You like to collect the album.
And these were supposed to be autographed too, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Some people didn't even get the autographed one. I think somebody got theirs without an autograph.
Somebody did, and then they're
Timmons on Twitter
Yeah.
Can you please like autograph this? Because I paid for an autograph, but I didn't get it. And then I think he said to DM them.
Yeah.
And then
Somebody else had found one, and their album was not autographed, but when they opened it up, there was a poster inside, and the poster is autographed. So I think that might have been the little thing around it, but
maybe.
Yeah, on June 3rd, this other person who ordered the vinyl, and they're Canadian, they said that their order was canceled. So, and the vinyl was like $77. I don't know if that's Canadian or what, but yeah, so sad. But anyways, has nothing to do with today. Oh shit, I was going to open up that other thing. Sorry.
No,
ADHD
but just
here, man.
to let you know, because we did say stay tuned for the 98 Degrees album review.
We will definitely
we decided to do Joe Jonas because
why not?
I guess he just like sprung it on people, or maybe it was always supposed to be like that, but yes.
So the Joe Jonas album is called For Music for People Who Believe in Love. So there you go. He's hiding behind some sort of flowers, sniffing some flowers. Has a fuck ton of merch, by the way. I don't know if we want to look at that right now or after the album review.
Let's do it after, because I feel like this album review is going to be long.
Alrighty. I was on. I almost ended the program. Okay, we're good. We're back. Okay, so also, unlike the Nick Carter album, the Joe Jonas fans are good at updating Wikipedia. So Wikipedia is there. We got a whole thing. I don't have to be looking through.
We have the information that you are looking for.
The information is here. So it is. The album is called Music for People Who Believe in Love, is the second studio album by American singer-songwriter Joe Jonas, which, by the way, we did not realize he had an older album, which I believe came out in 2011, called Fast Life. So maybe in the future we might review another one. I don't know. But this one is just for I don't know, Sophia would be up for that, but maybe it's different music. Who knows?
I would just like to point out or give a disclaimer.
Yes.
Take our review with a grain of salt. Because maybe their fans love it, right?
That's true.
And everyone has different musical tastes. So I'm sorry in advance.
Okay, but also like the bro bands, so like Jonas Brothers and Hanson and stuff like that. We group them in under the boy band category, but they're not really a boy band because, well, they play instruments and their music is a little more rocky as opposed to poppy. So obviously Joe's had a little bit of a strain, you know. He was with DNC, he had the Cake by the Ocean, he had other songs, so like he's kind of like goes all over musically. So this one is not
variety of music.
Yes, variety for sure. So all right, continuing on. So it was released through Republic Records May 23rd, 2025. The record serves as a follow-up to Jonas's previous solo album Fast Life from 2011 and features guest appearances by Domi and DJ Beck, Jonas's younger brother, Frankie Jonas, although he refers to as Franklin now, Sierra Farrell, Luann Tiny Habits, and Louisa Sanza. I've heard of none of these people, but we are old.
Me neither. Well, I've heard of Franklin Jonas.
Okay, well, yes, obviously. Anyway, so production was handled by Domi and DJ Beck themselves, Alexander 23, Jason Evigan, Kane Richcoat, Oscar Holler, Savin Kochta, Fat Max Jesus. I can still fuck up everybody's names here. Tommy English, Mark Schick, Michael Coleman, Valley Boy, Dan Nigro, and Hazy Eyes. Music for the people who believe in love. So, by the way, none of those we've ever heard before because those are not typical boy bandy type producers. So they're all, yes. Music for the people who believe in love was oh my God. Sorry, I read that as pre-deceased and I was like, it does not say that. I just can't read apparently. Preceded.
Oh my God. Sorry, we're doing this at 10:45 in the morning. Cinzia has not gotten a lot of sleep.
It's been a very long week. I don't know. Sorry, guys.
Sorry about that, everyone.
All right. Preceded by the release of 3 singles, Work It Out, which was released July 19th, 2024. Really? That long ago? I didn't realize that. So almost a year, like 11 months earlier. What This Could Be was released on October 4th, 2024, and Heart by Heart was released April 25th, 2025. To promote the album, Jonas performed a series of live solo concerts and performances across the world. I guess, should I do the background part? Or... Yeah. Sure. On May 29th, 2024, Jonas began teasing new solo material through TikTok. Okay, so when was this actually released? Okay. Oh, 2024. So again, this is last year. Sorry. Jonas began teasing new solo material through TikTok, releasing a snippet of a new song. The singer revealed he was both excited and emotional to be sharing this new material, stating that he got to work with some of his favorite artists and producers. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Jonas expressed his excitement to be able to share new music and how he felt the music he was writing wasn't a good fit for either of his bands, the Jonas Brothers or DNC. So this is like an entirely different type of music. He stated that the personal nature of his songwriting was the reason why he decided to release a solo project. On July 17, 2024, he announced it would be his second album titled Music for People Who Believe in Love. It was set to be released October 18, 2024, which it was not. The project was a follow-up to his debut album, blah, blah, blah. He asked for blessings from his brothers, Nick and Kevin, the remaining Jonas Brothers, to release solo material. Once he got the support from them, it took 2 to 3 weeks for the album to come together. In an interview for Billboard, the singer explained his new music differs greatly from the ones on his previous solo album, Fast Life. Okay. Stating that although he is proud of those songs, it feels like he's a different person. He expressed that creating this new music is both scary and freeing, and his life experiences, being a father, going through a divorce, helped him shape the album. Totally makes sense. He further explained that even though the music feels very personal to his life experiences, he isn't trying to come for anyone in the new album. Prior to the album release, he partnered with Dutch fashion brand Scotch and Soda to create a personalized clothing collection. He stated that the company allowed him to have full creative control when it came to the 70s-inspired looks. During the process of writing the designs, he included lyrics from his songs in the clothes to make them feel personal to him. So, yes. Do you want to just make there's following the release of the teases, the lyrics "Even Baddies Get Saddies," taken from Work It Out, sparked discussion among media on the possible references to his and Sophie Turner's divorce. While writing the song, which initially was meant for the Jonas Brothers, Joe felt a personal connection to it, expressing his desire to release it outside of the group. It is described as a celebration of gratitude, hope, and love, and touches on the Jonas experience as a father and finding happiness. He further explained this single helped him find a sense of belonging and security, which made production time a lot quicker, with the song coming together in approximately 1 hour. That seems pretty fast.
Wow.
Even for people who believe in love is a solo project, he chose to collaborate with multiple artists, blah, 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 which we talked about. So he said during an interview that some of the songs, My Own Best Friend, was remarked as a pleading anthem marked by mournful whistling. Velvet Sunshine was described as fuzz-heavy synth workout. Hey Beautiful was called by Jonas as a lullaby to his daughters. Only Love is a funked-up, flirtatious pop rock jam. And yeah, so there you go. Okay, so... I don't know why it was delayed from October. It doesn't really say. But yes. All right. Let us get started on our review. So the very first... Do
you think it was delayed because of Jonas Brothers stuff? I feel like that's
could have been.
Why.
Could have been. That's a good question. It doesn't.
Didn't they go on tour? I think they went on tour last year, no?
Yes, you know what? That's true. They were on tour, so maybe this is a good break time. Okay, so the first song, if we're going to call it that, is called Woven, and it is featuring Domi and DJ Beck. It was written by Domi, Luna, and DJ Beck, and also produced by Domi and DJ Beck. It's only 1 minute and 18 seconds, so it's a very short song. It is all instrumental. And it's kind of like, I felt it was a little bit weird. It was a little bit of a weird instrumental thing. Like I was just setting the vibe.
I was like, oh, what an interesting way to start an album.
And then I was like, okay, when do the words kick in? And then it just kicked into a different song. And I was like, oh, this is just an instrumental. I cannot speak today, guys.
So it's like an intro to the first song.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. It was just like, and other artists have done this as well. Like I remember Serial Joe had a song called Welcome to Happy Land. And the only lyrics in that song were la 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 la. La, 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 and then it got into anyway. So, and I think the Backstreet Boys Christmas album, did they have an instrumental start, or was it just like it was something short in the beginning? Maybe they were saying
it was the third song, Winter Wonderland. It was a minute and 23 seconds or whatever it was. But yeah, it wasn't an instrumental in the beginning.
Yeah, so. Don't know why it's called Woven. I have nothing. There's no lyrics. So there you go.
So maybe, this like to start us off to to show that this is a different type of era album for Joe Jonas.
Yeah.
This music, this is the intro of the new era for Joe Jonas.
There you go. All right. So the second song is where we get our lyrics, and that is called Parachute. It was written by Joseph Jonas. Excuse me. Alexander 23, Justin Tranter, and Paris Carney. It was produced by Alexander 23. So I also just want to point out that most of the songs are around the 3-minute mark. There's 14 songs on this album. The whole album is 44 minutes long. So, but there's a couple, like the first few are shorter. So just under 3 minutes. So this comes Parachute. I shall pull up my lyrics for this one. I'll actually pull up my thing here. So sorry. So we're also looking on genius.com, and they have like little extra stuff. So do we want to read the extra stuff after we talk about it or before we talk about the song?
I would say before.
Okay, so it says, Parachute is a pop punk anthem about overcoming heartbreak and entering a new relationship. It is the third single from Joe Jonas's album, Music for the People Who Believe in Love. Jonas performed this song for the first time during his intimate performance at the Alhambra Theater in Paris, France, on October 12th, 2024. He then sang it as a headliner for Mardi Gras Festival at the Universal Studios stage in Orlando, Florida on February 8th. Okay. Interesting. I said there was something about dusting off your parachute is what I wrote. Yeah, so I don't know where I might land. I got to get my life back in my hands. I'm dusting off my parachute, but they're just basically like jumping in there. I said it was catchy and upbeat, and I said I think it's kind of maybe about dating again. Because he's talking about my naked finger still has the 14 karat kind of whisper. Cinderella needs new slippers. So it's like talking about like getting his life back in his hands and like getting back out there is what I interpreted this as. So yes.
Yes, getting back on the horse kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Heartbreak only lasts a couple seasons. Like, yeah. So he's like making a leap. He's taking that parachute. He's dusting it off and he's jumping into love. There you go. That's it. Yes.
Yeah, this one is not a bad song. Better than what we started with, so that's good.
You can only go up from there.
But yeah, I feel like the lyrics are they're nice. They sound nice.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Not bad. Excellent. All right. Song number 3 is called Work It Out. So it's written by Joe Jonas, Jason Evigan, Kane Richotte, Bianca Atterbury, and Victoria Evigan. Oh, I wonder if Jason and Victoria are related or married or whatever. So it's produced by Jason Evigan and Kane Richotte. Sorry if I'm fucking up names here, people. Also a shorter song. So on Genius, it says, Work It Out is the first single from Joe Jonas's upcoming sophomore album. It's his first single since 2022 and his first album single since 2011. Work It Out, which was written in third person. Joe reassures himself that everything will be okay, regardless of how overwhelmed he might feel. It is rumored that his recent divorce from English actress Sophie Turner could have been the inspiration behind this track. However, this is not confirmed. He first teased it May 29, 2024 by posting a snippet on TikTok. And yeah, so there you go. The entire song was debuted live during the Jonas Brothers show in Calgary, Alberta on July 13th, 2024. So yes. So I wrote.
I'm not on TikTok a lot, so that's probably why I missed like a whole majority of these songs.
I try to avoid TikTok as much as possible because I know I'll just get drawn in and it'll.
I feel like I'm on enough social media platforms, so
once you get to a point, you're like, no more.
Yeah, three is good. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
The thing that also annoys me about TikTok, and I'm not sure if it's just my phone or what, but if somebody will send me a link on like Messenger or something, and I go to click it, 3/4 of the time it does not open the TikTok that this one is in. That the link that the person sent
that happens to me as well.
And then sometimes I'll have to like copy it and then paste it in like a thing, and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, and it's just like, this is really annoying. So I feel like that's part of my annoyance, and also like you feel like you lose things in TikTok, and like I don't know, there's just a lot going on there. I don't know. I don't know if it saves the ones you like. I don't know.
Yeah,
I got to start using it more.
Don't even go there. Yeah, so that's probably why I missed like a whole bunch of things.
Yes. So I said, so there's the line in here that says, even baddies get saddies. So he has a lot of merch to this. We'll show you that after. So one of the lyrics is something like, you think you're too cool to go to therapy. Even your anxiety has anxiety. Nobody's going to save you now. So, yeah, so it's basically, about getting up, dusting things off, keep going, working it out. Things are going to work out. He actually like explained this himself. Oh, sorry. Do you want to say your parts and then I'll say what the joke said?
No, keep going.
Okay. So it says that one of the heaviest lyrics for him is, sometimes I wish I had powers to be invisible. He said it's just like it's really sad lyric for him. Sometimes you just feel out of place in your own body, and you don't know who you are in the moment. So yeah, and then he's like, oh, if I was invisible, I'd just mess around with my friends and float French fries in front of their face. I was like, that really, you went for the sad thing, and now we're just like, anyway, so I thought it was kind of funny. Even baddies get saddies. Everyone can feel confident, and then they're still like crying in the club. Like, you know, like even though you're a badass and you're whatever, like there's still, you have emotions, and that's okay. And then he's like, sometimes I just need reminding that like so he's talking about having, like he said, he has a gratitude list that he looks at every morning when he wakes up, and like, you know, like the days are going to continue and all this stuff. So yeah, so you just kind of push things off, and then, you know, says you take a leap of faith and try the new thing, then sometimes it's the biggest difference than just sitting there being curious about it. Sometimes you have to realize it's up to you and not anyone else. So like basically you're in charge of your own happiness. You need to get up and do your thing, brush off your shoulders, and life's going to work out and it's going to be okay. So yeah. And then it also talks about like nobody cares what you said back when you were 17, and that a lot of the times you hyperfixate on like dumb shit that you said when you were like a kid, and you're like, oh, nobody's going to remember that. Sometimes if it's really stupid, I feel like I would still remember it. But I digress. But it's just like, you know what? He's like, no one is as obsessed with you as you think. No one is thinking about you as much as you think, which I think is kind of an interesting thing for a celebrity, because I'm like, there's definitely some people obsessed with you that are thinking about you 24/7. But yes, but you know, it's true though. Yeah. Like you're your own critic. You're the most stressed out. Like I was mentioning that I did a Zumba class outside, and I tripped over my own foot and almost took out the woman beside me. And I was like so embarrassed, but I'm like, I'm just going to keep going and whatever. And then by the end, my friend who was teaching the class, she was like, oh, I didn't even see that, like whatever. So I'm like, okay, see, so maybe not everyone is watching you, and you're, you know, whatever. So that's
yes, you think people are watching you and care what you're doing, but really they do not.
They do not. They're all focused on their own thing, right? So
everyone has something going on, right? So they don't care about.
They're not saying that they don't care about you, but sometimes it's not exactly.
They just don't care like the thing that you're fixated on, they don't
Yeah,
care.
exactly. Like sometimes we will overthink things to the extreme, and then people have no idea that you were talking about that, and they're like, "What?" Like, "Oh, I'm so sorry about XYZ that I did 5 years ago," and they're like, "I don't even remember that happening," but okay, and you've been stressed out about it for so long, so you just gotta shake it off, brush off your shoulders, and continue on your journey there.
I feel like when you get older, you really realize that small things don't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it's true. That's a good way to look at things. People that are older do not care about shit as much. They're just like, you know what? Moving on with my life.
There's a meme, zero fucks given. Sorry for swearing, but like basically zero fucks given as you get older.
Yeah, it's true. That's true, right? You stop worrying about what other people and you just worry about yourself, right? So
yeah.
I put a star there because I kind of like the baddie thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Baddies get
Sorry.
But nope, that's it. I'm good.
It was an okay song. I don't know. I feel like you need to listen to the songs more than once to get a good feel of what the song is. Because just listening one time is not really going to.
Yeah, because sometimes songs are growers, right? They grow on you after you listen to them a few more times. So yeah. Yeah.
So this song is okay, but I feel like may need to listen to it more than once to get to like it. So my apologies, but yeah.
Dude, you do not need to apologize for your opinion and your feelings. We just went over that. Everything when you get older, zero fucks given. Yes. So obviously.
Yes.
All right, cool. All right. Next song up is called Only Love. It is written by Joe Jonas, Alexander 23, Justin Tranter, and Bo Knox. And it's produced by Alexander 23. The Genius information on this says, Only Love is a pop rock song that contemplates loving again. It is featured in his sophomore album. On March 29th, 2024, he first teased it as we blah, blah, blah. So it was originally supposed to be the Jonas Brothers, changed his mind, decided it would just be for him. And he performed it for the first time during his intimate performance at the theater in Paris, France, and the Mardi Gras thing. So we already read that part. Okay, cool. So, Only Love. So I said it kind of had like that really processed sounding vocals at the, like, it didn't sound like, just like regular thing. So then I was talking about like, she said, boy, it's only love, let it in. And then he's like, sure, your heart's been broke before. That doesn't mean that you close the door. So I was like, okay, like that's true. Like sometimes when you like break up with someone, you're like, you had envisioned your life with them and all that other stuff. And now you're like, I don't even want to try. I don't want to get my heart broken again. Like, what is the bullshit? Like, that's bullshit. I'll just be alone for the rest of my life. But basically it's saying like, even though your heart is broken, you can still get back out there and try to love again. And then she's like, oh, it's only love, blah, blah, blah. So,
because I believe he's already dating someone. I feel like it was like after a few months that he started dating someone.
I think definitely see that.
Sophie Turner also started dating someone quickly as well. So I was like, maybe this was going on when they were married or something.
Probably. Who knows? There was another song that has some lyric that I thought was interesting. I think it's further on in this.
Because I think Sophie Turner's also dating someone now.
I think so too. And they were like, she was young when they got married, and then they had kids like right away. And then like they're both such big superstars, right? Like she's a movie
I just
person.
think like her home is in the UK,
right? And that's the other thing, right? They're not both from the States. She's from the UK.
She got married to him, but I feel like because she had like a different mindset, maybe she thought like, oh, we would just go to the US, the UK, we wouldn't worry about just staying in one spot. But I guess because the pandemic happened and everyone was making babies, they also decided to have babies. And then it's hard, right? You want to stay in one place, but I feel like her mindset is, I'm an actress.
You're missing your own family. Yeah, exactly.
Right. But I can't stay only in one place. I need to also go. Yeah, that's true. That's kind of tricky kind of thing, like you have family now.
actresses and stuff, when they're making like, especially if they're making a movie or they're in a long series, you're in a certain place for an extended period of time. Like, oh, we're going to be in New Zealand for like the next 6 months recording this stuff. So you have kind of like a home base. When you're a musician, you're basically just traveling the world and you're in each city like a day or two, and then you're moving on to the next one, especially if you're on tour. So if you both have like pretty big careers going on in opposite areas, you're not going to see each other as much. You're not going to like,
So obviously after they had their babies, something changed in their way of life, and it made it seem like they weren't on the same page as they were before. So I feel like they grew apart probably.
Yeah, that totally happens. Especially if you're not seeing your spouse every day, you're not on tour with them, whatever, then taking care of kids.
And then they had like different ideas now of like how their home life was going to be. So it unraveled that way.
Happens to a lot of people for sure.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like get back on the horse, the parachute kind of thing.
Jumping in, yes. So, I said I liked it the more I listened to it. So at first I wrote okay, and then I listened to it again, and I said I liked it more the second time. So I think that's one of these songs for me. I don't know.
Okay, it was really hard to listen to this song. I don't know. Maybe it was not in the right frame of mind to listen to it.
Sometimes that's the case too.
Maybe I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe I don't. I'm not like I'm a Jonas Brothers fan, but I'm not maybe like a solo artist fan of them, right?
Yeah, that's totally
and maybe it's not catchy. Like I don't know.
It's not the type of music that you're expecting.
Yes, so maybe it wasn't as catchy as I thought it was going to be, but like it's not a bad song, and obviously it means a lot to him, and it's a therapeutic. Writing music after going through a breakup. So it's not a bad song.
All right. Sounds good. All right.
But I didn't like this one as much as the one coming up.
Okay. So next up, song number 5 is Heart by Heart. So this is written by Louis Capaldi. He's a musician, is he not? Yes, I believe he is.
I think so.
He had Someone You Loved was the number 1 song. Yes. Anyways, Oscar Holter, Savan Cochetta, and Max Gron. It was produced by Holter, Cochetta, and Fat Max Jesus. I think that's how you pronounce it. Letter G, S-U-S. Jesus. I have no idea, man. All right. So Heart by Heart. Hold on. Let me close this.
I was trying to like picture like what Heart by Heart is. Is it like 2 hearts beating together and then they're side by side? And then I listened to it and I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Exactly. So it says Heart by Heart is a pop ballad that suggests reconnecting after a breakup. It serves as the 3rd single of his new album. He first teased it December 29th, 2024. And on February 15th, he previewed a clip of it. And then it was officially announced April 16th. Mid-April, he hosted a free event at Caracas Bakery in Miami, which Boy Band Nicole went to, and it was a bit of a shit show. But anyways, where he interacted with fans and gave out pastries in support of the track. Heart by Heart debuted at 39 on the Billboard Top Adult Pop Airplay chart and made it to 35 after 3 weeks. It was also 72 on the official UK singles chart. Okay, so when I was listening to Heart by Heart, it talks about how he's like on the road a lot, and she's finding. So this was the song I was talking about with the that I think was a little more Sophie related, but it's because he talks about like it starts off with like I'm working hard till the middle of the night, losing sleep, catching flights. Haven't I, darling? Haven't I, darling? You've been out most nights trying to get a little peace. Like P-E-A-C, not P-I. Even if it ain't with me, haven't you, darling? That's right. Right? So, okay. So here on Genius, it says, Joe did not write this song. However, he related it to or resonated with him. I don't know. I feel like they wrote it. The lyrics seem to be fitting about his relationship with his ex-wife, with her already dating someone now and finding her own peace, which he seems accepting of in this lyric. So basically it says, what if he doesn't light that spark for you? I know your heart by heart. So, so her heart, he knows it by heart is how lyrics are making it seem like. So he knows everything about her. He knows how her heart works, how it feels, apparently. So like, just remember, I will always remember how like you work, and like, because they were together for so long or whatever. But obviously, may not be exactly about his relationship because he didn't write it. But basically, that's kind of how I interpreted that. I said it's a pretty good sound. I kind of liked it. I liked it. I put 2 stars here. So yeah, I thought it was good.
You just like every song in this album.
I don't know. But I didn't. But I did. I don't know. I was like, okay.
This one was a grower for me. This was a grower. I had to listen a few times. It's not a bad song. I don't know. It's not as catchy as I thought that it could be.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Someone else wrote that it's saying to the past lover, please know that I will never forget the love that we had, and I will always remember our love and relationship that we shared, is basically what they say it's about, which, yeah. It's a lot of repetitiveness in this song. I found that a lot of these songs just have a lot of repetitiveness. So there's like very few lyrics.
But I feel like repetitiveness makes it like catchy, right?
Catchy.
Like all the songs you listen to, it's usually catchy songs. But I don't know, maybe something about the beats or the songs. I don't know. It just it didn't speak.
No, it's just not your cup of tea. It's fine. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to like every song for sure, or every album. Okay, so the next song is called Honey Blonde. It is by Joe Jonas, Tommy English, Josette Meskin, and Carney.
So when I read this song title, I was like, oh, it's about his ex-wife.
Okay.
I just read about it. I didn't hear it, right? But go ahead.
And then it was produced by English, whoever that one was. I can't remember. Tommy English. Okay, so when I read the name Honey Blonde, I was like, oh, I actually think they have beer by this name. So is this song about beer, or is it about his wife who had blondish hair? So yes, it is definitely about a person.
Or maybe like she had a drinking problem.
No, I don't think so. So okay, so on Genius it says Honey Blonde is a country rock anthem about a woman who Joe Jonas illustrates as his summer crush. It is featured on his album. On the eve of the album release, he performed the song for the first time at Zay Zay in Miami. On May 25th, he shared on social media a clip of himself toasting and beholding the sunset with Honey Blonde playing in the background. In addition, he contemplated giving the tune a single treatment. Scientists have asked me to release this song to indicate the start of summer. I love working with STEM. Cheers. What a nerd. So the lyrics are pretty good. They talk about, hold on. I wrote beer or hair. Oh, it's a girl. The music of the chorus sounds familiar. I thought the chorus, like it sounded familiar. Like I've heard that in another song. I don't know.
I agree.
I don't know if it was like a Backstreet one or something, but it sounded like, I'm like, this tune sounds familiar. So yeah.
Well, maybe everyone has like those similar beats and tunes. And
yeah.
Because like the different producers have like a similar sound that they use for the different artists. So maybe this is the sound of, what was his name? Domi?
Could be. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it kind of starts off like orange wine in the summertime. Maybe it's kind of like, watermelon sugar, all this other stuff. So it sounds like she's barefoot while I'm buttoned up. She looks better in my clothes. My favorite sweater has fallen off of her. How can I say no? Like, yeah. So and it talks about them being together for 7 years. I could breathe deeper when she's around. She spins around like pirouettes. She pulls me close like cigarettes. I don't know. So my Honey Blonde can do no wrong. Yeah, so our past mistakes will break up today. Turn me on, my honey blonde. I don't know. So it's definitely about a woman and not a beer. But yeah, so it's kind of like a summertimey type song. I thought it was okay. Yes. Do you have anything else?
I thought it was a grower. I feel like you need to listen to this one a little bit more to enjoy it. But it is a grower.
Yes. I did put a single star, but not double star. I don't know why. I don't know my own
You
system
really
here.
enjoy these songs, so that's good. I'm happy for you.
I would definitely not say this is like one of my favorite albums or anything, but I felt like the songs were not as bad as I thought they were going to be. I don't know if that makes sense.
I don't know. I just couldn't get into the songs. I don't know why. Maybe I'm not into the solo aspect of the Jonas Brothers, but I do enjoy Nick Jonas's songs, so I don't know.
Yes. Oh, there you go. Yeah. And they have different styles too, right? And even he said this is different.
Right.
So. All right. So song number 7 is My Own Best Friend. So it is written by Joe Jonas, Tommy English, and Paris Carney. It's produced by Tommy English. Let's see what we got here. Okay, My Own Best Friend is a folk pop anthem that practices self-compassion. It is featured on the album. On August 10th, 2024, he played 4 unreleased songs from his album on Instagram Live, including this one. He wrote it with Paris Carney and Tommy English. And then he also did an acoustic version August 19th, 2024. So... this song is, my phone keeps locking up for some reason. I said it sounded different at the beginning. So originally I thought this was the Franklin song, but it's not. And then it kind of like he was working on being his own best friend. I said it was slower. It had a good sound to it. Yeah, so I'll take what's left and build a bridge. I'll take the steps to be my own best friend. So he's just kind of like working on himself, I guess. Ghost in the mirror, tell me a lie. If I'm supposed to be here, why do I cry? So I guess he lost his best friend and he's got to work on building himself and stuff is what I assume it means. Anyways, yep.
So I was really excited for this song because I actually like this song and I liked it on the first listen and I was like, yeah, this is a good song.
See, there you go.
The
you got
beat
one.
was nice. I enjoyed it. I was like, yes, thank you, Joe Jonas.
Yeah, this one didn't seem as processed as some of the other ones. It seemed like more of like just regular vocals.
I really liked it.
Yeah. Good.
So I would say this is like
yay! You got a good. You finally got one.
Woo!
Woo! All right. Next up is Velvet Sunshine. So this is the one featuring Frankie Jonas or Franklin Jonas, as he likes to be called. So it was written by Joe Jonas. Paris Carney, Andrew Jackson, Jack LaFrance, and Mark Schick. And it was produced by Mark Schick. Let's see. So it says Velvet Sunshine is a synth rock anthem that depicts a summer fling. It is featured on Joe's album. On this occasion, Joe teamed up with his younger brother, Franklin Jonas. During his interview on The Kelly Clarkson Show, Joe revealed that he kept hearing Franklin's voice when he made Velvet Sunshine, leading to a text exchange. After Joe sent him the track, Franklin replied with the F word in capital letters. Franklin later clarified the message, confirming he was on board with the proposition. Joe also expressed his excitement regarding the song as it marks the first collaboration with his sibling. He said, yes, it's beautiful. It's fun to work with my whole family. And I had to be the first to do it. So I'm surprised that they haven't used Frankie on anything else.
I didn't even know that Frankie sung as well. Maybe I didn't remember or forgot about it. But
so according to this Genius lyrics, Frankie just does the first verse. So where it's like lost souls running through the streets, $20 sneakers and a dream so dumb, getting midday drunk, going to the pawn shops and all that stuff. You were looking pretty in a sunset bar when you kissed me hard. So that is his line. I feel like this is kind of like a kind of song that you can like clap along to, especially at the end. Like it seemed upbeat. It was like summer days. Velvet Sunshine, everything's going to be all right. I want you all night. Give me that sunshine. Give me, Darling, You're My Velvet Sunshine. So yeah, it's about a summer flingy type thing. I did give it 2 stars. I don't know if I gave it bonus stars because Franklin's in it, so I wanted to give him props, but also like, you know.
I feel like you did. That helped, I think, for you to like it a little bit. Yeah.
Yes.
This one is a grower. I had to listen a few times, but yeah, I think it was not bad.
It's like a fun summer driving in your car type song, I feel.
I don't know about fun, but it's a grower.
It's all good, no problem. All right, next up, Sip Your Wine. So this is another collaboration. This is featuring Sierra Farrell, who is apparently an American singer-songwriter from West Virginia, who does like folk, bluegrass, gypsy jazz, and tango and calypso. She has kind of like a mix of music there. So it is written by Joe. I have also never heard of her. Joe Jonas, Tommy English, and Paris Carney. It was produced by Tommy English. I think I didn't really write much for this one. Hold on 1 second. My only notes is he's sipping coffee and she's sipping wine. So I feel like I was slightly distracted when I listened to this, and I did not write things down. Did I read I did not read the thing yet from. So Sip Your Wine is a country disco. That's an interesting combination. Song about gaining new perspective on life. The collaboration is with American musician Sierra Farrell. Anticipating the joint effort, Western stylized Jonas appeared during Farrell's set on the AT&T Stadium for her song Shania Twain's classic You're Still the One, which they performed together. Oh, that's interesting. On May 21st, 2025, Jonas disclosed the inspiration behind Sip Your Wine on a Talk Shop Live, and how therapy contributed to overcoming the tumultuous events he's experienced the last few years. Jonas also revealed that he wrote the track and some of the others for his new project while enduring tough times leading up to his pursuit of mental stability. Sip Your Wine and many others on the album, like My Own Best Friend being one of them, I was probably in one of the darkest places in my life. Realizing that, I did the work, but I am also going to do the work on but also doing the work on yourself and looking at yourself in the mirror and being like, I got to be good to myself. I got to take care of myself, which is very good thing.
Mental health is very important.
Very important, yes. So it says, sat in the desert drinking coffee while I watch you sip your wine. I could cry. I'm starting this thing called life. I'm drinking cup. So basically I'm learning 2 things can be true. A river can be split in 2. So, so change the seasons day by day. You got reasons why I stay. And then, so they kind of sing together. It was a nice little like back and forth, like the chorus, and then she would do a lay-in. And I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I like this one. This was not bad, I've never heard of her, but they sing nice together. So.
They do. Yeah, they do. They do sound nice together for sure. Okay, so next up, song number 10, Hey Beautiful. So this one is also a collaboration with Luann and Tiny Habits. So Luann is a French singer and actress, and she was on The Voice in France in 2013. And Tiny Habits is an American folk pop group formed in Boston in 2022. With 3 Berklee College students. Okay, so this song was written by Joe Jonas, Luann Delacy Amaradio. Sorry for butchering your name. Michael Coleman, James Goleb. It was produced by Michael Coleman and Valley Boy. Okay, so it says, Hey Beautiful is a folk song that Joe dedicates to his daughters, Willa and Delphine. The collaboration with Luann and Tiny Habits is featured on the album. He first spoke about it in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, July 22nd, 2024, which was the 4th birthday of his oldest daughter, Willa. The song was played in full through the speakers for the first time at the Hard Rock Live in Hollywood, Florida on August 2nd, 2024, where Jonas was performing as part of his band, the Jonas Brothers, right before they came on stage. According to the audio that was played that night, a female singer was included, turning out to be Luann, and Jonas brought out to perform the tune for the first time During his intimate performance in Paris, France, October 12th, it was revealed that Tiny Habits had also contributed to the anthem when the track list was shared at JonasCon on March 23rd, 2025. In Hey Beautiful, Jonas personifies a protective entity as stars, hoping they can take care of his children when he is not around. So, I said it had kind of like a haunting sound to it. Like it sounded very like, kind of, I don't know how else to describe it. I don't know, haunting is the thing. So basically it's like, hey, beautiful, all I do for you, give you my life and my heart on a string. Look at you. Now that you're mine, what more do I need? So yeah. And then there's actually some French singing as well in the middle of it. That's with Luann and the other, the Tiny Habits. It translates to, I walked alone, the sea as far as the eye could see, with my fears, life on my shoulders. Love had done me so much harm, I was no longer looking. Then you had to brush against me. So, yeah. There you go. And it ends with, I'll be wherever you are. So I guess it's a song for his daughters. Even he's not there all the time. He's looking out for them. He's thinking about them, all that stuff. So.
Yeah, I thought it's a nice song for his daughters. Good job.
Yes. It's just like a very like haunting sound. Like it was just yes, that's what I felt. Okay, anyways, moving along to the next one. This one is again another collaboration. So this one is called What We Are, and it's featuring Luísa Sonza, who is a Brazilian singer-songwriter. So it was written by Joe Jonas, Luísa Sonza, Alexander 23, and Galeb. It is produced by Alexander 23 and Valley Boy. And it says that it is a Latin R&B collaboration with Brazilian artist Luísa Sonza. Joe confirmed that his
an
brother...
interesting combination too.
Yeah. So Joe confirmed that his brother Nick Jonas loves the anthem and wanted it for himself. Well, snooze, you lose, Nick. Joe then jokingly affirmed that the goal is to create music that makes other artists jealous, especially his siblings. The American singer also complimented Sonza, saying his desire to share what we are with his fans. Luísa and I got to work together on the song, and I'm really excited for people to hear that. I had written... I said it was kind of like a bit of a slower pace and a little more mellow. And I said Luísa has a great voice. I really liked her singing on this.
Yeah, I thought they blended the singing together very nicely. Their voices were nice together. Good job.
Yes, I thought his parts were a little more slow and hers were a little more upbeat, maybe, but
it balanced it out. I felt
it balanced out, like it sounded good.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know if this is Spanish or what are they? Brazil, is it Portuguese in Brazil?
Portuguese, yeah.
Yeah, so it says, the translation is, there are signs that the soul understands, a preciousness that lightens up, the two of us in the eye to eye that we connect, a wound that hurts but isn't felt, two of us, the two of us. Everything I once felt, everything I came to know, all that I had, every cliche phrase I saved for you. So that's what, I thought it was a good song. It's good, good.
It's nice. It balances the sound.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
I thought it was a really good. Together. Yeah. All right. We're nearing the end, guys. So we are now on song number 12. You got the right, not you've got the right stuff, because that's what I wanted to say.
I also was like, okay.
I was very tempted to be like, right stuff, baby. No. Okay, sorry. That is not what this song is like at all.
Upbeat song.
No, it's not. So it's Joe Jonas, Dan Wilson, Tommy English, and Jeremy Hatcher wrote it. It was produced by English and Hatcher. Let's see what we got here. So it says it is an alternative pop song. The tune was heard through the speakers for the first time at the Hard Rock event in Tampa, Florida, July 31st, 2024, where he was performing as part of his band, the Jonas Brothers. On August 10th, 2024, he played 4 unreleased tracks. So this is also one of the ones that debuted in Paris. Okay, so I said the song start was so slow. Like it was like painful for me at the very beginning. And I was like, I really hope this
Like my
entire
last
song.
is slow.
I was just like, oh my God. Like, and I feel like I was more focused on the sound than the lyrics because I was just like, oh my God. Because lyrics is like, you have the right to take my heart. You have the right to break it all apart. Every night I count my lucky stars because you've got the right. You got the right. So that's how it started. It did pick up. So basically, like, you have the right to his heart. And if you want to break it, it's fine. If you want to find somebody else, that's also fine. Like, is basically what it was like. Our love is written on one condition, near or far. Yeah, so I don't know. So it doesn't matter the distance, the time or day. I'm just a call away. So like he's open for whatever you want is how I interpreted that song. So
yeah.
It's not bad. Like
so because it was so slow,
yeah.
I was like, you really have to be a fan of Joe Jonas to get through this song. Because it was very painful to listen to. I'm really sorry. But, you know, I like the other songs a little bit more than this one. But yes.
Yeah.
I feel like once it started slow, you're like
kind of set the pace for the song. Yeah. Yeah.
And then yes, it picked up, but then you're like, okay.
You're like, it didn't pick up enough to get rid of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, fair enough.
Not a fan favorite of mine.
All right, sounds good. All right, so song number 13 is What This Could Be. So it was written by Joe Jonas, Dan Nigro, and Leslie Feist, and it was also produced by Dan Nigro. And What This Could Be. So it's the second single. And the song debuted on Instagram Live, yada, yada. After teasing the song over a month, he finally revealed the release date and cover art on September 24th, 2024. So I wrote so it's like my mind, I used to say that my mind was made up and I couldn't take another breakup. We've played the game, but you've changed the rules. So it's saying, again, this is another one about jumping in again after your heart is broken. I'd give my peace of mind to lose my mind again with you. So it's like, you know, they're willing to go out there and try it again. But yeah, so we were sleepwalking and restless dreaming, but dreams are made by waking up. Yeah. Dreams are not a lie. It's okay to be fools. It's okay to say dumb shit that might not come true. So it's like, you know, talking about things out and fantasy and all that jazz and living your life there. I said it was kind of catchy. I also gave it a bit of a star for this one. So, yes, I don't know. Not 2 stars.
I feel like this one is a grower as well. You have to listen to it a few times. I don't know. I just wasn't into it, to be honest.
Okay. All right. And the final song of the regular album, there is a deluxe album, which I'll talk about briefly. But the final song is called Constellation. It is written by Joe Jonas, Alexander 23, and Gallup, who I don't recall the first name. James Gallup. It was produced by Alexander 23, Hazy Eyes, and Valley Boy. So this one is considered a dream pop anthem in which Joe seemingly reflects on recovering after tough times. It serves as the closing track of his album. He confirmed it would be the last song in an exclusive video chat with his fans on July 18th, 2024. So this one I wrote... It has a very high-pitched intro, I felt. Like it was pretty high-pitched there. And then it talks about how some stars burn out and others come back around. Hold on, let me get the actual line 1 second. In the chorus, it says, "It's consolation. You couldn't see it all before. Some stars, they burn out and some come back around. It's a consolation. Can we let the earth repair? What's wrong?" Like, so I don't actually know anything about stars, so I don't know if that happens. I just assume once they burnt out, they were gone forever, but I guess they can come back. I don't know.
Yeah, because remember the shooting stars? Like they shoot from the sky, so they don't burn. I think they just go far into the sky.
There's another lyric where it says, "I felt every fear till the fear ran out. I felt every pain, but we made it somehow. Built a monument, saw it fall down, saw a brand new shape and built a brand new sound. Everything I lost, everything I found, lose it again, just to be here now." So it's just like, so things can crumble down, but it can be built back up again, basically.
Yeah.
Is what
I like this one. I thought this was a great way to close the album. So big thumbs up. I like this one as well.
Well, there you go. Nice. Found another one. Excellent. Yeah, that was pretty good. So in the digital deluxe track listing, there's another new
song. And I think it was high pitched to bring you in,
pull you in, and then be like, okay, now this is the song.
It's a high pitch. You're like, oh, high pitch, okay. And then once they got you in, they're like, okay, let's listen to the whole song.
See, which had the opposite effect of the very slow intro one. So
that's right.
It's interesting how like different types of music can either pull you in or push you away, right? So
that's right.
Yes.
And that's why you give it a chance, right? That's why you listen to things more than once to give it a fair shot.
That's so true, for sure. All right. So in the digital deluxe track listing, they also have a song called "Water Under the Bridge," which I accidentally listened because I was listening to the deluxe, but I didn't pay attention enough to write it down. I think it was okay. Written by Joe Jonas, Alexander 23, and Sarah Aaron. Produced by Alexander 23 and Hazy Eyes. And then on the digital track listing, they also have Live from Vivo. So they have Heart by Heart, What This Could Be, and Honey Blonde as well. So that is that. Let's see, what else did they have here? So yeah, they have the cover work, live shows. Okay, so nothing really like super exciting there. Did we want to pick our top 3 right now, or do we want to look at the merch and then come back and pick our top 3?
Yeah, let's do top 3 and then do the merch.
Okay, sounds good. So do you have your top 3 already?
No.
Okay, let me look and see what I wrote.
I think I just have a top 2, honestly.
Okay, so the ones that I put double stars beside was Heart by Heart, and Velvet Sunshine. Okay, and then I put single stars beside What This Could Be, Honey Blonde, Only Love, and Work It Out. I guess I'll put Work It Out as my 3rd song. Even baddies get saddies. I don't know. I got nothing. What are your top 2 or whatever you got?
Okay, I like Our Best Friends. I think that's the song, right? That's the title? Our best
My Own Best Friend.
My Own Best Friend.
Yep.
I like Parachute.
Yep. And you like Consolation.
I like Consolation.
Very nice. Okay. All right, cool. We got a good mix of covering of the songs here. Let us know in the comments what your favorite song from the album is. And
yeah, let us know. Do you like the album?
You like the album?
Too far away from what he normally does? Are you happy that he did it like this because that shows his range?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah, you never know. All right. So if you want to you could actually order CDs and albums and all that jazz. And I'm pretty sure he has correct distribution, so you'd probably get it if you're international. No. Anyway,
he has not switched
record labels. He's with a real label. Yeah. So yeah. So it's joejonas.com. So the album is called Music for People Who Believe in Love. So you can order it, you can listen to it, and then they have They have their shows with. So he doesn't have any solo shows coming up, but he does have like the Joe Bro shows starting in August, I guess, August 10th. And where's the shop here? Oh, why is it not showing this tab? So he had a ridiculous amount of merchandise here. So I'm just going to quickly not go through everything, but just going to show you. So it has like obviously the digital albums. It has a whole bunch of vinyls with different kinds. This one is a splatter vinyl, so it's like yellow and white. This one's just white. Then he has a t-shirt that says Joe. It's a guy on a horse, like a cowboy, and it says music for the people who believe in love. He also has one which I cannot see.
Oh, okay. So the horse
and a
could
dog
be getting
and a
back
heart.
on the horse because you're getting back on the horse to find
Getting
love.
back on the horse. Yeah. Yes. There's one called the Animal Friends tee. So it's a cat and a dog and a heart, and it says music for people who believe in love, and love is underlined. I would just like to say, I don't know. Oh, okay. So it has been converted to Canadian because I was going to say. So and the t-shirt is $57, in case you're wondering. But then he has a fucking beach towel, which is literally this man just shirtless, holding a daisy in his mouth. It's just like.
I feel like that's what
so it's the
people
JJ
want,
beach towel.
right? To see that, I feel like that's
People
what,
want, apparently.
It sells,
and
right?
there's like a little
Sex
video of
sells.
him with his beach towel. Like, oh my God, I'm dying. Anyways, if you would like
That's
to
so
lay on
funny.
top of Joe, $71. And then we also
I don't know
have
if it's $71.
so CDs are about $20-ish.
But
Yes. He has a hat that's a corduroy hat, and it has like, you know, when you type like a heart, so it's like the half, what is that triangle thing called? The sideways
half
triangle,
heart?
greater than, less than symbol.
yes, and then the three,
Yeah, so you
right?
need, like,
That's
a
a
heart.
different
So it's
way.
that with a 3, and then it has an X, so it's heart by heart. So he has that. He has the hat with the Mustang for some reason, and a hoodie, which is $99. He also has another t-shirt that just says heart by heart. He has a picture of a dog. It looks like an old-timey Valentine, in which the dog is like holding the heart that says heart by heart. There's another one where it says, if you believe in love, text 1-305-493-8809. I wonder if that's his. Do you think that's the thing, the phone number for Jonas?
Probably.
323. No, it's a different one than the Jonas Brothers. I wonder if this is a specific Joe Jonas phone number, but I thought that was kind of interesting. I got a little tote bag. Yeah. We have something that looks like a worm. Oh, they're horseshoes. They're 2 horseshoes together. I don't know if you can see it. Like,
that's cool.
If I make it bigger. So yeah. Oh, but the horseshoes are shaped like J. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh,
Joe Jonas.
Joe Jonas. Yeah.
Music for the people who want to believe in love again. So there's that. Yeah. Okay. How do I get out of here? Sorry, there was one other thing that I thought was hilarious. Okay. It also has If Lost, Return to Joe. Then it has a heart-shaped like CD album which says Joe Jonas. Album cover, all that jazz. So like tote bags are like $29. Okay, so then here's where even baddies get saddies. So there's a whole bunch of things with that. So there's
a whole
like the black
collection
t-shirt,
of
there's
baddies.
Even a baddie gets saddies sometimes. Baddies get saddies. There's like a tube top, apparently a hoodie, hat, a trucker hat. But then you can also get him as a blanket, which is the same shirtless picture. And it is $113. If you would like to snuggle with him, there's also a pillowcase for $36, a doormat for $57, and then the car air freshener, which I think is hilarious. And it's just him with his daisy in his mouth. And I'm like, I almost bought it as a joke, and I could put him with the Backstreet Boy air freshener, whatever. But I'm just like, do I want to pay $15 for this? And I'm like, it's not a terrible price, but I think when I went to go look up the shipping was also like $15 or $20. I was like, this is something you could literally just put in an envelope. It is a thin little thing. Yeah. And I was like, do I get it shipped to my American address? And I'm like, do I want to drive there to pick up an air freshener? Like, it seems like a lot of effort. So, but it just amuses me greatly that this man is just there with this funny, in the mouth, like hilarious. And then they also have a car shade. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know if that's really a good picture of him. He looks very like, I don't know. It's cut off before the abs, so it's basically just under his tits. If you guys are listening. I feel like
people don't care. They just want to see like nigginess. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think it's funny. So, and then one of those like car shades that you put in. I tried it once. I had one, and it's just a pain in the ass. So maybe if you live in like Florida or something where it's super hot and you want to put those up, so then I guess your car doesn't get as hot when you get into it. I don't know. It just seems like I am a lazy person. I'm never going to use this. But it's funny because on your side, on the driver's side, it's blank. And then on the passenger side, it's him with his half naked flower pose. So anyways, that's $57 if you want that. So
I don't know. I think that's very expensive.
I think I'm good. But you know what? If you like that stuff and you want to support Joe, he's got it all out there for you. You got lots of options. So
yeah, you got lots of things to decide from.
Lots of things for sure.
But if you're in the U.S., obviously it's going to be cheaper.
Obviously it'll be cheaper because actually, let me just check U.S. pricing. Hold on one sec. Oh my God, it has pricing from all the countries. United States. Here we go. So if you are American, the t-shirts and tank tops seem to be about $40. Hoodies are $75. The hats are $25. The blankets only $80. Tote bags are $25, and the air freshener is only $10. So I'm actually curious if it says what scent it is. Do you think it smells like Joe's sweat, his cologne, or do you think it's just like?
I feel like it would be like a daisy smell. No.
Okay, let's see what it says here. It says, oh, I gotta open it up. The JJ, do people call him JJ? Is this his?
I don't. I'm not in the fandom that much to know that.
Okay, well, the JJ car freshener is a brand new item featuring this iconic photo of Joe from the beach towel. It is a special clean car scented air freshener. Okay.
What does that mean?
Clean car? Linen? I have no idea what the hell scent a clean car is. I haven't had a clean car in 15 years. That was bad. I'm sorry. Anyways, it says the item is a pre-order and it'll ship on June 11th. So it's coming up. So if you order stuff soon, it shall arrive soon. So yes. So I don't know. I just think it's fun. I just like boy band air fresheners. I think they're funny.
Yeah.
I really like the Backstreet Boy one we have where they're like cartoon and they're like, oh, and it looks like they're like when you turn a corner, it's like, oh, like, I don't know.
Yes.
Anyways,
we did the post for our boy band break.
We probably should redo a picture because just the two of us
because of the air press. That's the reason why we did it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, anyways, that's it. So it's Joe Jonas, music for the people who believe in love. It is out now, basically wherever you can get it, I believe, and obviously online.
Good job, Joe Jonas. Obviously, music is therapeutic. You write the songs to help you get through tough times. It has helped him. And now he has a 14-track album to share with the world. And why not enjoy? Why not? If you enjoy solo music from boy band members, why not?
Yes. Let us know if there's any other albums you would like us to review besides 98 Degrees. We will get to that one. But if there's any other ones, even if they're like older albums, let us know. We'll go check them out and listen to them. So on that note,
all in all, not a bad album.
Yeah.
But
just not
maybe not for me, or I have to listen to it again and really like feel the music.
It's all good. Everybody has different music preferences for sure. All right. Well, on that note, thanks for taking a break with us. Is that right, guys?
Until next time.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.